Welcome back, Bannock folks. You're tuned into another episode of Bannockdotes, a podcast that holds it down for the underground sound here in Ontario, Canada. I'm your host, Phil Paxton. Thank you for joining me today. We got a great one for you. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast, whether it's in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, any of that. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you scroll down a little bit, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, make sure you like the video, and of course leave a comment down below. Tell me if you like this video, tell me if you don't like this video. You get the drill. And of course, if you aren't already, make sure you're following us on Instagram. That's at Bannockdotes, BANDECDOTES. That's where we post all the updates that we're doing, all the shows that we're doing, the guests that are coming up on this week's episode, all the fun stuff like that. Let's get into the local Ontario shows. That's right, all the cool stuff that are happening in Ontario this month. All right. So tomorrow, Rival Town and Cleveland Avenue are continuing their tour. They're in Toronto at Sneaky D's. August 5th in London at Probably House. August 6th in Hamilton at The Doors. Rust, D-Block, and Plead are doing a handful of shows together. August 4th, tomorrow, they're in London at Rum Runners. August 5th, they're in Windsor at the Backstage. August 6th, they're in Toronto at Sneaky D's. And August 7th, they're in Hamilton at The Doors. Definitely go check out those bands. They're ripping right now. They're putting out some good stuff. Wednesday, August 3rd in Toronto at the Baby G, we have Alpha Strategy, So Tired, Dermabrasion, and Swallow Waves. Thursday, August 4th, Bannockdotes presents in St. Catharines at the Warehouse. That's tomorrow. We have Well and Wasted playing with Deck Piss, Pro Wrestling the Band, They Call It Chaos, and Iron Moose. That's going to be a killer time happening in St. Catharines at the Warehouse. If you like punk music, if you like getting drunk on a Thursday, definitely come out to that. That's going to be a ripping time. Sinner A.D, my band. We're playing a handful of shows together. It's been a long time since we've played, 2.5 years. If you're a supporter of the show in any capacity, if you like anything that I do in any capacity, any support you want to do or show me, come out to these shows. It'll mean a lot to me. Friday, August 19th, we are in Toronto at Duffys. We're playing alongside with Extinction A.D. That's two bands with ADs in that band. Can't get more than that. We have Strange Limbs on the bill, World's Grasp. That's going to be a killer time. And then the following day in St. Catharines at the Warehouse, we have Sinner A.D. playing alongside with Loose Teeth. Those are our homies. We've got Against All Odds. We're just like a new, younger band happening in Niagara, playing a lot of heavy stuff. I'm really excited to have them on the bill. Of course, we've got Justin Weaver, Hardcore Warrior, and his band, Synergy of the Fallen. Him and his brother, they've been playing some gigs now, and we're really excited for this show to happen. So if you're at all interested, make sure you come out to these shows. It means so much to me. Grab your tickets at warehouseniagara.com. Sunday, September 1st, Bannockdotes presents in St. Catharines at the Warehouse Broken Vow with their friends Take It to Heart, End on End, Reality Denied, and Rust. That's going to be a killer time. If you're a fan of hardcore, definitely come out to that show. September 8th in Toronto at the Hard Luck, we have the Hold Your Ground Fest pre-show with Queensway, Twist of Cain, Set Straight, Die Alone, and Temper Tantrum. And then, of course, the following day, September 9th and 10th in Mississauga at the Hansa House, Damage Control and Solace Music Promotions presents Hold Your Ground Fest 22. That's going to be such a killer time. We have Never Ending Game, Mind Force, Dare, Pain of Truth, Gridiron, Momentum, Cold Shoulder, Cohesion, many more. Endgame is playing, Mile End. Come on, folks, it's going to be a killer time. Grab your tickets before they're all gone. Get your tickets at holdyourgroundfest.com. Etiquette.com. And of course, there's a Denny's after party across the street from the Hansa House. The Mile End folks are putting on something called they're holding an eating contest. Get this, $50 in, winner takes all. Yeah, if you got the gut, put your money where your mouth is. This is a Denny's eating contest after the Hold Your Ground Fest in Mississauga. I think I said it last episode. Again, it's breakfast food. You're going to be eating breakfast food. I imagine the show's going to be ending pretty late. I mean, I love breakfast food. Don't get me wrong. I love bacon. I'm actually... Get this, I'm not a huge fan of eggs. I know, I just come to realize this just recently that not a big egg guy. I kind of just have always been eating them for breakfast. I kind of like omelets and I like dipping eggs, but I just don't like a fried egg. I don't know. You can definitely trick me into eating an egg, that's for sure. Anyway, let's get on to this episode. Here we have Fisher and Andy of Playing in Sinner. Sinner, we finally got to sit down, like I told you before. I had an interview with Andy and it didn't work out. So we sat down with Andy after a jam with Sinner, and then we got Fisher on the pod because he's always helped us out with the podcast. He's always in the background. He's always trying to make things work, testing levels, making sure things aren't dying on us, and if they are, he's letting me know that they are. So no, it's great that we finally got to get Fisher on the podcast, and we got to tell you a little bit about what's going on with Sinner and our future endeavors. We're it's been a long time. It's been 2.5 years since the band has played. The last show we played March 1st in 2020, just before the whole fucking shit hit the fan. So we got some new stuff in the works for you. These shows kind of fell into our lap, and we said let's make this work. We have the means to make it work, and we're excited. We're definitely excited. And now that we've changed the name, Sinner A.D., we've moved on from just Sinner. We've gone through a handful of members in the past. We've almost been a band for 10 years. I feel like we needed to kind of rebrand ourselves, and Sinner A.D. is the new thing. All right, I'm going to quit rambling, and we're going to jump right into this episode. Let's go, folks.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
just fucking start whenever. You know how it is. Oh, there's a lot of flies in here. Significant amount more than... I don't remember any flies being in here.
Yeah, no, we have a fly problem in Ontario right now.
Yeah.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Like a house fly problem?
House fly problem, yeah. Also, these like weird lake fly things. They're like these long flies. They might be called lake flies. I don't know.
Dragonflies?
No.
No.
I've accepted just the presence of flies in my home at this point.
It's horrible, yeah.
Flies.
I've never had them in my house until this year, and now I have one of those things.
Now we have
not that bad. It's not like that.
Fly tape.
That's gross for sure.
It is pretty gnarly. This is where we live.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're all coming for me, man. It's the whole podcast. I'm just gonna.
I don't even see the one you're swatting at, so it looks like you're a crazy person.
Well, welcome back, Bannock folks. You're tuned in to another episode of Bannockdotes, the podcast that holds it down for the underground sound. I'm here with a couple familiar faces. Want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Andrew Biancaniello.
Oh, hey, I'm Kyle Fisher.
Kyle Fisher, the man behind the pod, who maybe you've seen at shows with Sinner and such. But we got him on the pod now.
Yeah, I've been to a couple shows.
Yeah, right on. And say Biancaniello, that's how you pronounce your last name?
Biancaniello, super long. It means
Biancaniello.
white ring in Italian.
White ring in Italian?
White ring, like a butthole.
A little racy.
I was thinking like a halo, but a butthole also works. So.
Sorry. Yeah.
nice and bleached.
Before you tarnish it. So, let's talk a little bit about Sinner A.D., right? We're back together. It's been 2.5 years since we've played a gig. Last show we played was March 1st at the Warehouse with our homies in Trauma Model. Mm-hmm. And did you play that show too? With you did with Occultic.
I did play.
You play in a bunch of bands.
Is Occultic still a band?
Occultic is unfortunately no more.
Occultic?
Occultic.
Occultic?
Yeah. our vocalist Lucas, he is making plans to possibly head to Japan. So
Oh, true. So you can't really. It's
That's-
hard to commute.
yeah,
Yeah.
the commute would
The
be
commute's
tough.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays in Pillars of Autumn too, right?
Yes, he plays guitar and Pillars. Yeah.
Guitar,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's
Guitar,
sick.
yeah.
And what's he doing in Japan? Like, do you know personally? Like,
He's like super into like anime and manga, and like I think that's his
That's
goal.
where he
to
lives,
kind
Kinda
of-
hang
yeah.
out in a comic store.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
he's gonna become an anime.
That'd be
That
pretty
would
cool.
be that's the dream.
The Lucas Fancy
If we had
files.
anime, that'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Yeah.
Because
No, but he works at Spencer's and is like the sickest guy. So.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of anime.
What do you watch?
I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. That's the one I finished.
Cool.
It's a really good one.
What's it about?
And it's about this group of sorcerers. They're like called sorcerers, but they hunt down curses, which are like demonic entities that are bred from like murders and assaults and stuff. And then it's sick.
Cool. Did you
Brutal.
watch any animes?
So my favorite anime lasted one season, and it was called Claymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be like these demonic creatures named Yomas, and they would kind of like become like people in disguise.
Okay.
And the only way to catch them was like there was like these half-blood witches who were like half Yoma, half human, and they could like convert at will, and they were the only ones able to like detect like the Yomas, and
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, it was super sick.
You don't watch a lot. Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if you watched that. It's
No,
sick. But I've been watching Demon Slayer too, but I started it a year ago, and I'm only 10 episodes in. So
And you-
every month I watch like an episode or two.
Death
Yeah.
Note. You've watched Death Note.
I did watch
before,
Death
yeah?
Note. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
finish it. I got to like episode 30.
Yeah. I've only ever watched like as far as like a show, but like One Punch Man is probably like the only
Death
one.
Note's
that-
really good.
Yeah.
I know it's like the generic one, but
It's like the entry level anime.
yeah, but it's good.
All right, we'll have to check that
Yeah.
out.
It is entry level, but if you read the manga as well and then also watch it, you realize that it is just like extremely like
They're backwards. The mangas are backwards, right?
It,
You
it's
gotta
a bit. It's
right
not.
to left.
Well, that's just how you read them. Yeah.
No, that's how you read all manga.
That's how you read
yeah.
them. Yeah, it's
So
back.
you still like the first page is on the last page.
Yeah.
Yeah, in regards to like how we would read books over. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's the one episode in Death Note that's so sick, and I always try to sell it on that one episode.
What's it about?
It's like it's just he's just walking with that FBI agent. Like the whole show is just them walking down the street talking,
Ray Pember.
and he's just trying to figure out what their name is.
Okay.
It's sick. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Sick. Cool. Well, yeah. Sinner A.D. We're
Yeah.
back at it. We've added the A.D. after death because we've been through so many band members and whatnot. Like we started in 2013,
Yeah, 2013. Yeah.
so it's
been a long time.
9 years
Yeah.
so far. So and we've gone through a handful of members. So I feel like it was necessary to kind of change it up a bit. We have
Yeah.
the free reign to kind of play whatever we want with our sound. I'm really excited what we have to show people. We have a show coming. We have shows coming up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
of course, I don't know if we even mentioned it. You're in the band now. You're in Sinner A.D.
I'm now in the band.
Yeah.
It was an
Very
official
honored.
Facebook post. So.
It's an
Yeah.
official Facebook post.
So
You're there. And how many bands you in now?
So New Union and Sunnyside are essentially the same band, aside from Dawson, who
That's
just
right.
plays guitar in Sunnyside. I play bass in RD, and I play bass now in Sinner A.D.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spinning a lot of plates.
Yeah.
Lots of plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got shows coming up. We have one August 19th in Toronto with
Mhm.
Extinction A.D.
Jimmy Sick. I've always loved. It's This Is Hell members, right?
Yeah, it's,
and
like the
it's
same
the
guitarist,
guitarist.
yeah.
I've always loved that band.
Yeah, they're super cool. World's Grass was playing that too.
That's gonna be sick.
And then Strange Limbs, I believe.
I didn't know World's Grass was still a band.
Yeah.
Did they come back recently?
You come back. You know who's
Oh.
playing drums for them?
No.
Josh Cass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Josh Cass is
that's
playing
sick.
drums for them, and then Rick
Oh.
from Rust is playing bass for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So I'm
cool,
really
cool.
excited. Tommy
Super
got that
awesome.
together, and Tommy's back on guitar. Yeah. I think they went away. I mean, he kind of does it at his own pace, I believe.
Yeah. Well, we played that house show with them, and then we played St. Catherine's with them, and
Yep.
then that's the last I heard about them.
I think they played a handful of shows here and there, but yeah, I think he was focused on Rust for quite a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and then we've got the St. Catherine's gig in August 20th at the Warehouse with Loose Teeth. Loose Teeth is those have been like we've played with them before, but they were what was the band? They were in a different band before. Like the name is slipping me. But he's always come out whenever we played Coalition. Those folks always came out.
True. That's sick.
And then Justin's playing. We got Justin Weaver playing the show.
Yeah, Synergy of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Back at it.
Yeah.
Back at it.
Super excited.
Local legend.
Yeah, local legend. He's been at it for a while. So those shows are going to be a lot of fun. And then we've been working on music. We've got some new music in the works.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to come out. We've just kind of been working at our own pace, right? We're not kind of stressing for time or anything like that.
First time we heard vocals was today, and they were pretty sick.
Yeah,
so.
well, yeah. The second time we ran through the song because the first time it was muted. I accidentally hit the mute button.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking to do anything different with your vocals? Like change up the style you were doing, or is it because you can do whatever you want now? We've changed the name, so now it's open.
Well, I feel like with Sinner especially, I've always had this like almost like a catalog of vocals. You can hear some like Hex is a good example where I like do highs, lows, and mids.
Yeah.
It's always something that I've done, but I think I'm going more guttural with the lows.
True.
I've been kind of playing around with that. It's more like real deeper stuff. I haven't really played with anything. I haven't done any clean vocals, but I don't know if I'm really changing up the thing. I'm just kind of keeping it old school.
Keeping it old school. Yeah, you don't even have to decide yet.
Yeah, really.
So until it's recorded.
Yeah, and we want to put out a music video with this tune, right? That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Hopefully.
I was thinking maybe you could do like those Suicide Silence vocals, but the new ones, the ones that everyone hated. The tees. Yeah.
Yeah, we could throw those in.
throw
A
those
tee.
in.
Doris vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was he thinking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways.
Eddie, is that yeah? They're still making music.
But I
Suicide Silence.
appreciate trying new things.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't think if he gets that far, someone should say something.
Yeah, they put out a new song like "Speaking in Tongues"
That's
or
right.
something like that, and it was like I have to say like very sick.
Yeah, they're going
Heard
back
it, yeah.
right to like.
A little bit.
They probably got more hate than was deserved.
Yeah.
For just trying something new.
And what like Ross Robinson produced that record, and like he influenced a lot of that. So like you have to like take multiple things into account. You can't just like
And also,
condemn them.
don't hate on people for doing something new because. You just get the same shit over and over again if you do that, right? So
Yeah, those like first three.
but they were bad. But and their response to them was bad. I think was also the issue. Like I think they were yelling at people in the Facebook comments.
Yeah.
So that's
I
where
think they kind of.
that's where you kind of have to.
But
pull
you
it
and
down.
I were even talking when we were on our way up here how everyone's kind of getting older and kind of like wanting that old metalcore sound again.
Yeah, you're seeing it with like Parkway Drive and all those bands. They're kind of like mixing in the Five Finger Death Punch rock with like the old school metalcore.
On the other side of that, have you heard any of the new Lamb of God singles?
I haven't.
Yeah, I was actually
Because
yeah.
those are like both very heavy songs.
Yeah,
like, and
I
like,
enjoyed
I
them.
thought Randy was gonna do more of like the clean stuff, but like no, like they are just like going back into like the groove.
Yeah.
that's
He.
the way
I
to do
mean,
it.
you mentioned that you're not a big Lamb of God fan.
Yeah, I don't dislike them. I just never really got into them. I
Right.
didn't really like. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
never
like
really
this
got into
new
it.
wave of like like the scooped mids and like
Just bringing it back.
yeah, it's nostalgic.
I mean, I hate the scoop mids, but
Do you think it's
back.
it's just like do you think it's just music doing the same circle again? Or
yeah,
is
I
it,
mean,
like,
music comes in cycles. I mean, like, I feel like we've been a band for 8 years now or whatever, and every year I'm like, oh, I bet you new metal's coming back this year, and then new metal comes back. It's like I guarantee you, pop punk's gonna make a big comeback, and then pop punk makes a big comeback, and then we even called the metalcore comeback like years ago. We're like, we should just write straight metalcore because it's definitely coming back in the next 3 or 4 years.
yeah.
And now it's back with a vengeance, and
But
bands are killing it.
I feel like now with all of that new metal, there's like this like new genre of kind of just like who can make the craziest noises.
Yeah, it's definitely the,
Yes,
it's
it's
definitely
like
the big
Slaughter to
beat.
Prevail. What's the other
Darko
one?
US,
Lorna
like,
Shore.
yeah, all that
The-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's a weird time for vocals in deathcore, but it's not unenjoyable.
But
it's new.
I think that's just a way to make the music interesting, right?
That's
Because they're
right.
Different.
Yeah,
I mean, Lorna Shore's different because they're not really a deathcore band. He's like a deathcore vocalist.
Right.
I guess they would call themselves a deathcore band, but they're more like they're like black metal-y, like because if you listen to that guitar, it's more like a like I don't know how to even explain. Like it's black metal guitar.
Yeah, like and
definitely.
Adam is an insane guitarist
Yeah,
as well.
it's like it's more like chordy. It's not like chuggy and riffy. It's like it's different. So it's a nice mix, I think.
Yeah. Lots of cool stuff happening with music nowadays. You think we'll you want to join in? No? All right.
We got these mics, so I don't think they could hear you if you say anything.
We could hook one up real quick.
Yeah. We got Matt Squires in the building.
Squires is just enjoying himself a pizza in the background. Shout out to Squires. Shout out to RD. Right, you brought your RD hat. You're not even.
It's on the snare.
We both friggin' wore our RD hats. Yeah,
I don't have one.
Shout outs to RD. When are you guys playing next? You guys are playing. You just announced Cohesion, World, Cold Shoulder.
Hamilton, Doris Pub, August 18th, Cold Shoulder, Cohesion, Milan.
Cool. Well,
August
there.
18th.
Yeah.
Day before our show.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That'll be exciting. Yeah. Yeah, lots of cool fucking stuff happening with the Ontario scene. It's we were kind of talking about this on our way up too. Like, there's a lot of bands that are really big in the hardcore scene that sound a lot similar to the bands that are happening in Ontario. And I'm kind of offended in a way that, like, these Ontario bands should be getting a little bit more recognition. Do you think it's clout based? What do you think is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, there's like, you hear all these sick bands that are like just as good as something like Turnstile or fucking any of the big bands, but they just don't get the same recognition for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like people could see the same band at the same show, but for some reason they like the other band more. I don't know. It's weird. Ontario's always had sick music. It's just, I feel like it's always stayed within Ontario. You don't really see a hardcore band blast out of here very often.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in Canada in general.
Yeah.
Like, even I saw someone on Facebook talking about Get the Shot. They're huge in Europe. They're big in Europe.
Yeah, Europe is where, like we got Counterparts. Counterparts is really big in Europe.
Big in Europe.
I think they do have a presence in the States too, but they're definitely big in Europe.
Yeah, but Get the Shot, I feel like they don't get any love in Canada.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
It's like you have to choose. You have to choose either Canada or Europe.
Do you think it's because the right-wingers think it's some sort of PSA for vaccines? Get the shot. We're get the shot. We're get the shot. You better have your fucking vaccine. Everyone, mask up.
Oh, I hate how political they are now.
Yeah. The song's called "Smash Your Face." No.
No, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly,
I think a lot of it has to do where the money comes from as
That's
well.
true, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like who has like the money to like promote and who has the money to tour,
yeah,
who has the money to
metal in general has always been bigger in Europe, anyways. So
Right.
It's like maybe not bigger, but better supported in Europe.
Yeah.
So it's like they have the clubs, they have the promoters, they have all this stuff. It's in Ontario. It's a lot of us just putting on our own shows, right?
It's hard to think of like a Canadian band, maybe even outside of Ontario, that's blown up within the last couple. Actually, is Spirit Box technically a Canadian band?
They are. They're from Vancouver. right?
Vancouver?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big band that's blown up.
Spirit Box is blown up, yeah. It's I guess every once in a while we do get a band that kind of blows up
That
like
kind
that
of-
because they're huge right now.
They're
so,
huge right
yeah.
now. Good for them too. They sound
Yeah.
really cool. It's kind of like that. Again, that new metal sound is coming back. It's very Evanescence kind of sounding.
They
And
kind of got their own vibe going, I think. Which is like I can't really think of another band off the top of my head that sounds like that.
mm-hmm.
There are like it's definitely in the metalcore genre, so like it definitely sounds like other bands, but they stand out.
Ginger for sure. They sound a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even Ginger, like the riffs are more like
Yeah, they're more proggy and
proggy,
yeah.
and Spirit Box is more just like spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's rip into some anecdotes. Let's talk about some of the stupid shit that we've done playing shows and whatnot. One I want to bring up specifically that I don't know if we've ever gotten to mention. Maybe we did mention it in passing. But we played a show, couldn't tell you, Rule Quebec. It was with Trench Lung and Grindstone when both those bands were still a thing. We went to a Stone Oven Pizza or something like that.
Talking about the pizza.
A
Yeah.
wood oven pizza.
Yeah.
We went to this pizza place. We were stoked on it. We were like, this is the best. We all got personal pies. And as soon as we were done, we walked back to the venue. And Chris Spano, who plays in Hellish Rebuke now, he comes up to us. He played in Grindstone at the time. And he goes, dude, this venue is fucking sick. There's a like a horror, like a haunted house
It was
in
like
the
a haunted house
basement.
in the basement, yeah.
And he's like, and the venue owner got to take us through it and take a tour. And that was the only time we were going to do it. You missed out on it. And we're like, but we got pizza. And I specifically remember him saying, like, no, the pizza wasn't that good. It couldn't have been that good.
Yeah.
This
we
was
got the
super
tour
sick.
after.
But then we played our show to zero people.
No people.
Zero people. Still one of the best shows we had because of this place. It was a horror-themed venue. They did these horror
Hotel
nights.
74 or something?
Hotel 53, 52,
50,
something like that.
Hotel
number. And I don't know if they're still functioning anymore. But yeah, straight up haunted house right in the basement. Like,
So
to the tits.
The haunted house was sick too, but the venue itself was sick. It was like a dinner hall.
Yeah.
It was like there was like shit on the walls, horror. Like there was like skin things hanging up, like
Yeah.
heads on the walls. There was like a whole like section where they sold like horror merch.
But
And
that
then-
store wasn't open.
But the cool thing with that place, I guess they do like a dinner and a show.
That's
like
right.
The whole thing. They do like a horror themed dinner. So
Yeah.
it's like the food's probably gross looking.
Brains.
Yeah, and then they do like a freak show or something on the stage, and then you go through the haunted house at the bottom.
Yeah.
Super sick venue.
That was a cool
And
place.
I really hope it still exists. That was in St. John, wasn't it? Or was that a different city?
No, St. John was New Brunswick.
St. John, yeah, but there was like a St.
St.
Jean.
Oh, yeah,
St. Jean?
yeah.
I think it was St. Jean.
And recently, when Hellbent just went through Trois Riviere,
Yeah.
somebody stopped me and said, I booked your show in St. Jean. And they were like,
shit.
and I was like, oh shit. And he's like, you had pink hair, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude. And then someone else I ran into played in, the band name is slipping with me. But they didn't play the same night that we played in Trois Riviere, but he came out to that show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And he knew me. He knew exactly who I was. I mean,
Man, if that show popped off and did well, that would be the best show we ever played, probably. The best venue.
the Trois Riviere?
No.
Oh.
Well, that one did pop off. That
Yeah.
one was sick. I mean, the haunted house one.
Yeah, and then of course I always bring that story up in Trois Riviere where the guy, I don't know if we've told you, we played the Hatebreed cover. We
Put
prepared
the picture on the screen.
Yeah, put your picture on the screen.
No, actually, it's gross.
Yeah. It's a guy was going hard in the paint for our Hatebreed cover, and he fucking slipped and fell and like got this like a massive you could stick your fingers in it
Yeah, it
kind
was
of
deep.
gash.
It was gross.
Dude, it was gross, and he was so stoked.
He took a photo with it. Like, you gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah,
Get outta here.
the best part was that
It's filmed. It's on video.
He was on video. He was supposed to be the host for Trauma Model that night. They were supposed to stay at his house, but he had to go to the hospital, so they didn't stay with him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, he loved it as long as he's okay.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That should have popped off. That was good.
that was a good
Small,
show.
tiny venue.
Shout outs to Trois Riviere. They know
Yeah.
what they're fucking doing there. Yeah, they have a So when we pulled up, it was dark and it was snowy, but I actually got to traverse the city with Hellbent. Really nice city.
Yeah, we didn't really
really
get to.
nice
We went
city.
to like a shawarma place, and I think that was it.
They had a downtown like a music there was like a festival going on, and they had all these roads blocked off where you could walk down. It was really cool. Shout out to Trois Riviere.
Yeah, we also started that tour off in a very creepy way. I remember you said I had no right to be creeped out by it, but we the Airbnb we stayed in was we drove through the woods. It was like wood. It was just all forest.
Yeah.
In the snow, in the snowstorm.
Yeah.
It was just black and snow. We drove through this forest like an hour and a half. We end up at this old school house building. We open the door. No one greets us because it's the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And it's just there's a room with just beds. And it's it kind of it makes sense when it's an Airbnb, but if you think about it outside of Airbnb context, this little building existing is just a little weird.
Wasn't Trauma Model there before us?
They were rolling the dice on the ground
That's
before we
right.
got there.
That's right. That's when we started the CeeLo.
Yeah.
We'll take their money again. You hear that, Trauma Model? We're coming for you and your money. CeeLo. You ever played CeeLo?
No, I
It's all
haven't.
in-
It's like a dice game. You throw the 3 dice down, and
Highest number.
I've seen Mitch playing it one time, and I was like, I did not know what was going on.
you
so
were just like, fuck
was
that.
like-
I don't know how to do
You
this.
got to get in on it.
Yeah,
It's
you
good.
got to get in.
I was like, I have no money to bet right now.
Easy.
It's
Oh,
we bet quarters, but some of us were leaving with bags of money, but we just kept that money
yeah, we just kept.
in the pot.
That was a good tour with Trauma Model.
it was
We
really
went all the
fun.
way out east. That was our last one. Our Halifax show was pretty fun.
Squires was there.
Squires was there. Squires was. Shout out to Squires. He's eating his
he doesn't
pizza.
want to even be mentioned. He
No.
He doesn't
No.
want to be known.
What do you remember specifically from that tour?
What do I remember from that tour?
yeah.
A lot of our shows blend together, unfortunately. I remember that venue in Halifax.
Right.
That was the one that was off the grid, or was that the
That may have been St. John.
St. John? Oh, New Brunswick. That was. New
Was that
Brunswick.
the one we had to sleep in the venue?
Yeah, we slept on the floor.
Yeah. Well, it was it's hard to call it a venue. This it's closed now. Actually, I'll straight up. Okay, so we know someone who put together this DIY bar. He rents this place. It's and he drinks out of it, and he kind of put together this thing. And then it's like a big enough space for bands to play too. Also dealt meth out of it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yikes.
We didn't know that either until.
Well, I mean, they were partying pretty hard. It's like we're the band and we're sleeping, and we're just like, shut up. And they're just like doing whatever they're doing.
And then the
other
heat
room.
got turned off, and it was February. And there was only like baseboard heaters anyway, so like they got turned off. They're like, you're getting cold real quick, and we're sleeping like on like the flat floor with all our sleeping bags.
I will say though, one of the most accommodating venues we've ever played. They had like a spread of food for us when we got there. They had drinks.
They did.
They had everything. It was like it was very nice.
Yeah, it was.
Most venues don't do that.
It was a weird vibes, but yeah, the place isn't open anymore. Panic Room. Shout outs to R.I.P. Panic Room. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything crazy that happened. In that tour.
There was a show we played in Ottawa.
We're always so tired.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't get crazy.
We played a show in Ottawa that was essentially a coffee shop. It was like a bookstore, right?
They were just cranky.
And they had all these posters everywhere. You could tell that this place didn't have like bands often, or if they did, they didn't have fuckers like us coming in with like these fucking massive stacks. I know one band that was playing that night like did full stacks. And again, we're in like a coffee shop. Like this
It's
thing,
a coffee shop. For sure.
it wasn't. You
Like
didn't
a 2x4.
need that. Like it was like this. It was a little bit bigger than this, but again, a small quaint area. Lots of posters on the wall, and on our last tune, I get into the tunes, right? I get a little theatric with it, and I was pounding the wall. Probably to the sound of this, bum bum bam, and I accidentally knocked the poster off, and like it was like a glass framed poster. It falls on the ground. Promoter walks up immediately. He's pissed. Like, we've ended our set, and he's going like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what is this?" And it turned out it was like someone he knew who passed away signed something, and it was
that's
like,
sad. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't
like
know
it was
that.
like, oh shit, motherfucker, like, and I immediately felt bad. So I was
Paid
like,
for it?
I paid for it. I paid him
We
some
paid for
money.
it.
He also made it.
That because of the context of the photo makes it really sad. But I was gonna say, like, if you're a coffee shop, sure, you can't be mad when bands are playing
Yeah.
a show there, like, cause if you book a show with a band called, we were playing with like Trauma Model, Sinner, you look at the bill, you're gonna know it's a metal show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't be mad that people are having fun at a metal show.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This is something that I've noticing for shows. Is a lot of like venues. I feel like they don't even know the show is happening until the day of.
Yeah,
I feel like there's no meetings. They
they're
don't be
very
like,
hands off.
"Oh, there's a metal band coming through tonight." No, it's like, no, they're finding out when you're loading in. Oh, you're a metal band?
Yeah.
Sick. What kind of stuff? Do you guys like Metallica? Like, and then you get a sound guy who's normally done like sound for like pop rock bands or pop punk. It's something that I've been noticing more and more. Fucking get it together, guys.
Well, yeah, it's just like, don't just take the money for the venue.
Yeah.
Like, know that it's happening.
Yeah.
And if you're not okay with it, you don't have to have the show there.
Now,
That's
this
fine.
is something that
But be respectful of the venue as well, though.
absolutely.
yeah,
Don't go around
don't-
smashing posters.
Yeah.
That was a bad move on my part.
I was more so saying, like, people who are mad that you're too loud or something playing. a
That
show, it's
one's
like,
whack.
It's like, yeah, don't play as loud. Okay.
I'm not
what?
going to do that. I'm just
Yeah.
going to play fucking louder.
We're just gonna play our set how we play our set, and that's just it. I mean, like, it's whatever.
Have you ever had someone come up like mid-set, like maybe like one of your bands? I don't know if this ever happened to Sinner, but someone coming up being like, "You guys got to stop right now. Like the neighbors are complaining." We've played a couple Toronto shows where like the power's gone out and stuff.
I've witnessed that happen.
It's always embarrassing.
One time there was, for some strange reason, a rapper opening up for Past the Verge one time, and
That
he-
always makes sense.
He thought, which, I get it. He thought he would, drop the mic.
Oh, don't drop the mic.
You
No,
don't
he
drop
would-
the mic.
He would drop the mic. After
This is my mic, so I can do this.
at a dramatic moment in his set, and the sound guy immediately like turns on his like button, going, "Just get out.
Get the fuck off stage.
yeah.
Just get out of the
Yeah.
venue."
You-
And did
yeah,
not
that's
stop
different.
yelling at him until he like walked out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucked.
You get like escorted out.
Like he was like everyone, like you could hear a pin drop in there, and he just kind of just like slowly like shuffled out of the venue after just like rapping like these hard lyrics, and it was like
I'm gonna fucking kill you, sir. You have to leave. You just busted one of our house
it
mics.
was yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Mom.
No. Yeah. Yeah, be loud if you want to be loud. Don't fuck with the equipment.
Show etiquette.
Yeah.
This is something that I've been thinking about more and more lately. You know how in comedy world, stand-up comedy, they are very conservative with their time. They want the fucking, like, if you're going up there, they want to know if you're doing a tight 3 minutes, tight 5. But the biggest thing that they have in their community is they have a light in the background, and if you run the light, like, you're supposed to get off stage, right? There's a light. Why haven't bands adopted this? I think that, like, I get pissed off when I book a band and they're not playing last. They're playing second or third, and they've decided to do 30 or 35 minutes.
Yeah.
That drives me insane.
You don't get to choose. Yeah. I mean, like, you should build your set for the show you're playing, right? You
Yeah.
shouldn't just always, well, our set's 45 minutes. Well, no, it's not.
No, it's you're not
Yeah,
playing last.
It's not. Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't
And
get
I mean,
that.
I get going over like a couple minutes, 5 minutes.
Of course.
Whatever.
Tuning,
It's fine.
right?
5
If you're
minutes.
ending with one more song and it's in that, like, 2-3 minute period, that's obviously, like, not what I'm talking about.
And it's not even just like a time thing. It's more like there's people here to watch bands, and like they're gonna start funneling out and leaving. So
Yeah.
then you're kind of screwing the band after
Yeah.
you, because there's not gonna be as many people because they're tired and they want to go home.
Like,
So it's
if
like-
you're asked to play a show, like, you should be like as efficient as possible, unless it is like your show that
Right.
you are organizing,
Yeah.
or you have like technical issues and like something beyond your control.
Yeah, obviously
goes wrong.
that makes
Yeah.
sense, right?
And I do think that again, from the comedy world, it would be nice. Like bands do this, not all bands. Some bands they say like, "Who's coming up next?" Like, oh, okay, so
Bringing them out.
yeah, like, oh, RD is up next. You know, stick around. Up next, the next 15 minutes or whatever. Like, say something like.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to learn what other band you're playing with. It takes 2 seconds to get their band name down.
Like you can hang out in the parking lot all night. It's fine. Just
Yeah,
say
yeah,
the band name.
yeah.
Like, leave the show.
What have been some of the wacky stuff you've done with either New Union or Sunnyside?
Wacky stuff.
Yeah, like you could retell some of the stuff that we were talking about last time. Well, I interviewed Andy and Christian. I think I mentioned it last episode.
Christian's ass.
Christian's ass sat on the Zoom thing and stopped our audio like 3 minutes in.
So one time, the majority of the band, Matt Squires was also there.
Shout out to my Squires.
He ran away
Um,
with the pizza.
We went to go see Nicole Dollenganger,
Cool.
Vane, Twitching Tongues, and Code Orange play.
Oh, what a lineup, dude.
What? Yeah, that's a crazy
When
lineup.
It was when the Mod Club was still the Mod Club. Now it's like the Vice Club or
Is that what it is?
something like that.
Oh yeah.
This is when like Code Orange was still like Jamie still like played drums and
Okay.
whatnot back in like the Forever era. And you know like people were like stage diving, like jumping off stage, and like I was like in like the front area the whole time. I was like filming the majority of the time, and like I noticed that Joe was like asking people who were like filming to like come up onto the stage. So he like pulls me onto the stage. I have this on video as
Nice.
well. And I'm like kind of running around the stage filming, and I kind of get like really close to Jamie, and he like kind of like flips me off and then like swings at me, like almost knocks my phone out of my hand. And then I feel the stage guys come and like grab me from behind and just like toss me like right off the
There
stage.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a time where people started hating stage diving. The band started stop hating people running on stage and jumping off. Do you remember that? It was
I
just
do.
it was like a couple years where bands
Yeah.
just absolutely.
What was that
hated
one
it.
pop punk band that got in trouble for it?
Story so far.
Story So
He
Far.
booted that girl.
He
off the
booted a
stage.
girl because she was doing like
Jesus.
the trust fall thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get like
Who cares?
Like, you run up on the stage, jump. Don't run up on stage, take a photo, like hang out and dance. Don't do that. But
He
Don't-
did like he was like we did like talk to him afterward. He's like it was all part of the show, like it's all good, like such
Yeah,
a
they're in
nice
a
guy.
vibe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a nice guy.
Yeah, of course. He like
Yeah.
theatrics, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he's not going to be like, hey, like,
Yeah.
imagine he just like broke that stage character.
Yeah.
like, oh, you have to send me that video after.
And then he breaks my phone.
Yeah, you have to send that. You'll have to provide that footage.
I will
Yeah,
for sure,
fuck yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah.
we've played so many shows. I'm just sitting here trying to think of like stories, and we have so many, but like it feels like I don't know a single thing that we.
Do you remember like any of the weirdest venues we've ever played?
The weird venues.
Yeah. Squires, you remember any
we played
weird venues?
what was that jail? The biker bar. That was a fun
in
one. That
Sudbury.
wasn't even that weird.
The
It was like-
Asylum.
the Asylum. It was sick. It was like they had the PS2 in the back.
Yeah.
You could play PS2, and then the bands had a little caged off like prison area. It
Yeah.
was cool. The theme of the bar was sick.
Yeah, it was really
And they
cool.
let us stay there in the venue.
They
which
had
was
like
cool.
apartments upstairs. And,
That is sick.
They let us
Specifically
stay.
for the bands.
They were kind of grimy, but like
Yeah, but what, I mean, what do you
take what you can get,
take
right?
what you can get on.
You can take.
And there was a tornado warning that night.
Yeah,
too,
there
so
was.
So it was good that we were inside.
and it was like a humid night. Humid.
Yep,
Very
humid
humid.
night.
I would definitely sleep
Human
in the
night.
asylum.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. We've also played. There was this place in Toronto that we always used to play because Breezy had to connect with the bar, that Sonic bar.
Yeah, Sonic,
That was
yeah.
probably the. It wasn't as big as this room. It was smaller.
It was small. Yeah, no, it was half this room.
It was half
It's
the
probably
size
what
of this
the
room.
camera is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was tiny, and that was the venue we've like blown the power like a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like the bar downstairs you had to go through was like a 2x4 too, so like we were barely fitting amps up those stairs.
Oh yeah, those stairs. I don't even know how we did like fit those amps up there. It was like fitting a square peg in a circle slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time we had to load in up like a barn ladder.
Yeah.
And it was like one person at the top of this ladder, and like it was like creaking as like you went up, and like here someone was like, you know, like a 412.
I feel like we haven't played a lot of weird venues. We play a lot of good venues, I think.
Yeah,
Like
we've been pretty fortunate.
There's not a lot that are in my mind that I absolutely hated that I can think of. Can you think of?
There's obviously a venue I can think of that I won't shout it
Yeah.
out, but there's definitely a couple. And I'm not a big fan of Toronto venues, to be honest.
in general.
I feel like there's so much going on in that city that like all those venues feel like they just don't give a shit about any. Like, you know, we were just talking about how like sometimes they don't even know a metal night is happening. I feel like in Toronto, everyone's just like, oh, there's a fucking band playing tonight. Great.
By the way, we're playing Toronto August 19th. No, we're playing a sick venue in Toronto. Though.
Yeah.
We're playing Where are we playing?
Duffys.
Duffys. Oh, we're not playing a sick venue. Oh, I don't hate Duffys. No, I do. I don't like Duffys.
It's
I
not
said-
my favorite vibe. Why?
I don't think the owner of Duffys is going to be watching this.
That's fair.
But if he is watching this, we're playing. Even if there's a Raptors game on, okay?
Yeah.
We're not waiting for the Raptors game to end.
We're not starting the show at
starts
11.
at 8.
Because that happened to us.
That did happen.
There
to
was
us,
this time that Sinner pulled up, and there was it was either Jays or Raptors
It was
happening.
I think it was Raptors. It was Raptors. Yeah.
Some sort of fucking sporting event.
It was a big deal. It was like
The
a big.
Argonauts.
It was like a big game for the Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the show was supposed to start at 8. They just kept pushing it back.
They
It
just put it back. So then
didn't start till like
the
10:30.
first band started at 10:30, maybe
10.
11. 6-band bill. We're scheduled
we left.
5th out of the 6, and we left. We just said we just left. We honestly
We said you guys can have our share of the door money. We're gone.
we're
We
gonna
didn't-
leave. We're gonna eat the
just
gas
left.
money. Gas wasn't as expensive back then, so we could enjoy the trip to Toronto.
It's unfortunate. We were gonna go until 1 or 12:30 or 1. So it's like,
Yeah, I asked Twin Rivals because they played after us that night when they ended up going on, and they said they ended up going at 3:30, and they were the last band. So like,
Were there people there? Were there
I
people
don't
still
even know.
there?
I don't think they said that they had any people there. So yeah, let's hope that this doesn't happen. There's a 4-band bill, right?
It's a 4-band bill.
4-band bill.
And we're playing. When
And we're playing
we're playing. It's Mr. Duff.
Mr. Duffy's. I'm pretty sure that place was on like Bar Rescue.
It got rescued.
It got rescued to what it's like now. No one told them
It's
about.
a fine bar. It's
Yeah.
just the attitude towards. That's the thing I don't like. See, that's the one thing I don't like about Duffy's is that we're playing the show in the basement, which is awesome, and it's actually a sick little spot there.
Yeah.
Because you have your merch and everything right there, and the
Yep.
stage is pretty nice. But then just up the stairs, everyone's eating dinner and watching the Jays game, having a beer. No, like they're not there for a show.
There should be venue rescue where
Yeah.
they come in just going, this venue is not conducive to moshing.
Yeah,
We have to.
they're not
we gotta,
there for a show.
We got to renovate this whole place.
Yeah. That's actually not a like honestly, like you make a joke like that, but like conducive to moshing, that's an important thing to actually consider with most bands
100%.
nowadays, especially like heavy stuff. Like have you ever tried fucking moshing indoors?
I mean, Doors has a space though.
Doors is a space, but I like Doors. I'm not trying to
I like
knock on
Doors
Doors. You
And at
put
least they're
30
metal-
kids in that room and it's packed. You know what I'm saying?
Doors is a good example because that is a similar vibe. It's like a taco bar
Yeah.
downstairs, but it's a metal bar. So like they know what's happening.
Right.
Duffy's is just a sports bar. I'm sorry if this gets us banned from Duffy's. We'll play somewhere else.
That's fine. But like, and another thing to consider between the two differences of the bands is like you go upstairs and you're in a different space with doors, and it's like a different room. Duffys is just kind of like you still go into it.
Like if you're playing,
you go down.
yeah,
it's like if you're playing in your mom's like rec room or
yeah,
something.
if they
Just a couple
enclosed that,
steps
like
to
if they
go
honestly
down.
just threw a wall and a door there
Yeah.
and like called that like the venue part of the fucking venue, and it was a little quieter for maybe the people upstairs who are eating their wings, and like that, because it's also weird when you're throwing a show there. It's hard to keep track of who's coming in and out because like there's no real entry point. You know what I'm saying?
It's like we're already in the venue. It's like if I don't want to pay for the show, I'm just gonna sit in the booth right there
yeah.
and watch the show.
Yeah.
But the thing with hardcore and metal shows is people are usually pretty good about paying.
Yeah,
so,
no, and
Yeah.
and typically, with metal and hardcore, you're not going to be like I'm not paying for this local band. I'm just
Yeah.
going to listen to them upstairs.
And if one person does do that, usually they get called out or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good times, good times. Well, we could probably start wrapping this up. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Is there anything you want to talk about that we maybe didn't discuss?
Yeah, I've been meaning to bring. No, I got nothing.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk about the Jew.
Jesus.
Deck Piss just put out a record.
That's right.
We-
Deck Piss put out a record.
Deck pissed out a record.
Pissed out a record. What the name is escaping me.
The ultimate hit of happiness.
The ultimate hit of happiness.
That's a good name for a record.
And the fucking, have you seen the cover?
I have not.
It's like written on cardboard, and it looks like there's piss all over it.
Oh, gross.
You got the real thing? Oh, sick.
Also, happy birthday to Andy D.
Oh, it's today? Today?
Matt Squires reminded me it is today.
Oh
Today
my
is
God.
Birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated. This will come out next week. Shout outs to Andy. We gotta get Deck Piss on the pod. That's for sure.
Ew. I just saw that. Oh my God, that's so gross. I'm so sorry.
What happened? What just happened?
It didn't get it.
Did-
He bumped into the fly trap.
The fly paper's
It stuck
revenge.
to his face.
We can cut. Yeah, that one's gross. That one's. It was a new one. It wasn't.
That's
it
right by
wasn't
the
that
door.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I would have thrown up immediately if it was that one.
Just.
Yeah, it's just fucking gross.
That over your bed, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh God, they just have flies in my mouth. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
All right. Well, you want to write a new tune or something? You want to play around with some stuff?
Yeah, I think
Let's riff.
so.
All right.
Let's
Shout
riff.
outs to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's been Banecdotes. Fuck yeah.